Well, happy Sunday to everybody. Here for a call-in show. I'll drop the StreamYard link. We do call in through that. I don't want to give out my personal phone number, um, and I don't have a call-in system. So we just kind of use the StreamYard link. I hope everyone can tune in. We got a couple people watching, so that's good. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. There we go. All right. We got a couple people in here. Call-in style tonight, which means we drop the link, we let you on, but we take it one at a time. I definitely want to try to do more of that. I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link, and we'll get you guys in the back room. But I want to run through some things real quick. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Nate? Elijah Allen, who I haven't seen in a while, but I know him on here. What's going on, man? It's good to see you. And we got Edom Mayhem. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Let me go ahead and drop the link, get you guys in the back room if you want to be a part of it. What I want to talk about tonight, though, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about one thing at the end. We'll talk about Alabama's 2024 class or whatever. But I think I'll say this. I want to be professional on here, as professional as it gets. Am I going to be the best? No. I might brag and gloat and joke around and say I'm better than all of y'all, but I know true, like, my dream and my goal of being a sports journalist is right there in front of me. It's a clear path. Just work at it. Go to school, get good grades, get an education, get the degree, and take opportunities as they come in your career. But I want to present myself in a better way. I want to present myself a little bit better on here. And I think I've matured. I think I've grown. And I think that I've done a better job, especially within the past year on here, of, just being who I need to be. I'm myself on here. You get the real deal. You get the whole show. I try very hard not to sugarcoat anything because I love you guys. And I know you guys love me too. We're family on here. We got a great community. We got a great following. So, I mean, we stick together. And I love that everyone can just be themselves and be real on here. So, that being said, let's get into the show tonight. What's up, Down South Junkin? What's going on? Elijah Allen, Edom Mayhem, Nate the Great, Jacob Watson. I want to see what Elijah has to say here. Sorry I've been MIA, missing in action. I got out of the Marines and have been working a crap ton, but also 7.5 months sober. That is amazing, Elijah. Thank you so much for letting us know that. Thank you so much for your service, too, in the Marines. We love and appreciate you and everybody who serves out there in this great country to give us the freedoms that we have each and every day. So it looks like we do have a caller in the back. I see you back there, Nate. I'll go ahead and take Nate's call, but I do want to talk about my possible streaming schedule going forward. So, what up, bro?
What's up? I'll let you do that first.
No. Let's go ahead and talk, Nate. What do you have, bro?
I want to talk some college football if you wanted to do that. I'm sure you did. Let's talk about the. I know it's like 2 weeks ago, but I think we can talk about the fact that Michigan looked a little sluggish in spring. I mean that's what all spring games probably look like, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically a glimpse of what we're going to see, and that's what spring is all about. And to be fair, I think the defense wants revenge from last year, uh, and well in playoffs wise, but and
Yeah.
also the whole team does. Um, and I don't blame them. I mean, 2 years in a row, you can't do that. I mean, as a Michigan fan and a player, um, but I don't want to say this, but I don't know if it's going to be heading this direction. But is it just me, or is it just me, or is Michigan be the next Oklahoma, basically, or no?
What do you mean
Because
by the next Oklahoma?
mean they choke in the playoffs every year.
Well, I mean, it seems like it's been that way, Nate. I'll say this that I think Michigan's on the right track. I think Harbaugh has turned it around. I think the hot seat talk for him is gone completely. I think that's fair to say. I mean, you've
Yeah,
won the Big 12 or the Big 10, I'm sorry,
you're right.
2 years in a row. You beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. I think that um, I think the next step is to win a college football playoff game. You don't need to
Yeah.
win a championship yet, but
No,
you
no, not
actually
yet.
need to get there. You got to take that next step. And can they do it this year? I think they could. I know you bring back guys like Josiah Stewart on the defensive side, and
Yep.
um, you
Yeah.
have you bring back JJ McCarthy this year. So
Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards,
yep.
a crap ton on offense, but we do get a little bit of a gut punch to the defense, though. I mean, Mozzie Smith is gone, DJ Turner's gone. I can name all of them, but I'm not going to. Uh, but the good news is Braden McGregor is going to be back. I think he's going to be not the next Hutchinson, but the next guy to step up for the edge rusher position. But I just think Michigan's will be just fine. Now, now in games wise, I think there's I mean, yes, there's a talent gap between Ohio State and Michigan.
Mhm.
I get it, but Michigan, like I said, won 2 years in a row. But in all honesty, I think Michigan has a if 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 they play at Happy Valley in at night, I'm pretty sure they won't, but I might be wrong. But it's in November. Uh, I think Happy Valley will be a tough one versus Penn State versus Penn State, Michigan. Um, I think that's only the potential loss for Michigan's schedule. But I'm not going to count the Ohio State game because it can anything is possible. But as of right now, I think Michigan can win it again first versus Ohio State, though.
Oh, they absolutely can. I mean, you think about Ohio State's losing C.J. Stroud and Travion Henderson or
Mm-hmm.
whoever their running back was, and
Uh,
Jackson Jigba. They're losing pieces. It's set
yeah,
up, y'all. We talk so much about like Georgia possibly three-peating this year. What about Michigan's Big Ten championship three-peat? You could go back to back to back this year. Honestly, I would be honest. I think a bigger threat than Ohio State that you need to watch out for might be Penn State.
yeah, that's what I
If
was
I'm being
saying.
honest, but
Yeah,
we'll see, man. I mean,
I'm just ready for
Michigan's
college
set up.
football. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I just I mean, yes, there's like two teams. Actually, wait. We also Michigan also plays at Memorial Stadium. I forgot about that for
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Yeah, I mean I know
That's
it's gonna. Yeah, I mean, is it was it 2 years ago? I forgot what year, but that Nebraska and Michigan went to overtime. I think in Scott Frost's last year, or yeah, last year, and it was like 32-29 Michigan. That place was rocking. I mean, I was at that game too, but
yeah.
um, yeah. Anyways, but thank you for taking my call, and maybe soon we could do like a preview and prediction video with you and me for the Michigan football. So have a good
Oh,
night, guys.
we can absolutely do that, Nate. Thank you, bud.
Yep.
All right. What's up, buddy? It's Dominic on the line, guys, and you're on with Ballard Sports Media.
Man, has it been a while or what?
Dude, it has been a while. How you doing?
I've been good, man. I am hyped because it's a day a week. The spring game is this week. I believe it's Saturday, the
It
twenty
is Saturday,
second.
yes.
Got it. Well,
Yes, that is the
I want to ask you this: what are you expecting from the Alabama spring game this Saturday? Like, what are you expecting from like both teams that are going to be in there?
well, you'll have, I think you'll have the first team offense against the first team defense, which means the starters will play each other. I want to see
Yeah.
physical toughness from the defense. I want to see hard hitting football, even though I know they can't tackle, but I want to see them play with a lot of aggression. The big thing for me, Dominic, is that I want to see I want to see how the O line's improved, if it has at all, because I think that's what's held us back in some games. You know, you look at playing against Georgia in the national title game a couple years ago, or losing to LSU a little bit. The defense kind of got to Bryce Young last season, and even though the offense was great in that Tennessee game, which now that I think about it, the defense was inconsistent in that game. Too many penalties. Got to clean that up. But the offensive line was kind of atrocious last year, and in ways it just didn't have that feeling of an Alabama offensive line. I mean, it should be physical. It should be consistent. It should have mental toughness and be one of the best in the country. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I thought it was one of the worst I've ever seen from Nick Saban. But there's a lot of good news this year, this offseason, that I think could give us hope. So we just got to wait and see how it plays out on the field.
Yeah, definitely. Because last season, from my perspective, I felt like inconsistent, like D line, like you said, taking too many penalties. I feel like, from my point of view, that's what costed Alabama from making the playoffs. And from my point of view,
What did?
the inconsistent defense is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you mentioned penalties too. Penalties did kind of kill them a little.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like the penalties kind of killed y'all there for making the playoffs, and I know how that felt for you as a Bama fan. That was rough.
Yeah. So what about Virginia? I know you're a Cavaliers fan. How are they doing?
Uh, well, I've heard we've been having some good news over the off season. Oh, like about a few months ago, Brandon Armstrong, our quarterback, went to the transfer portal. Don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah. I did hear about that actually. That is a tough loss.
Definitely, he was our key. He was one of our key players on that O line all of last season, and it is a tough loss as a Cavalier fan. It's a tough loss for such a good key young player like Brennan Armstrong. Like he did pretty well last year at quarterback for UVA, if you think about it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I feel like he was just giving up a little too much turnovers when he was like throwing the ball. I feel like he might need to work on that, whatever team he may go to.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah,
he could
definitely
cut
for
back on the
sure.
turnovers, yeah, if he could cut back on the turnovers, I'm sure he'll be okay. I think that goes without saying for any quarterback. Just cut back on the turnovers, and you could have a bright future in college football.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way for Brendan Armstrong. Well, that is pretty much it for me. Thank you for taking my call. Have a good night, Ballard.
Thanks, Dominic. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yep.
All right, so we've taken Nate and Dominic so far. I see in the chat we got Mayhem, we got the Packer Savage, Elijah Allen. You can also leave comments. It's always Q&A over here. So you can always leave comments in the chat. Elijah Allen says, I feel like there are a lot of questions about Bama this year, especially around the QB and the staff brought in. Could it be a possible 3-loss season for Alabama? It could be a regression of last year. We had Bryce Young at quarterback. We had Will Anderson on the defensive side. Then again, we had Pete Golding and Bill O'Brien. And Alabama lost 2 games. But if they're not careful, Texas looked pretty good this weekend. They got that week 2 game in Tuscaloosa. You got at A&M after a road trip to Mississippi State. That could possibly be a trap game. Back-to-back SEC road games there. You got Tennessee, which is a revenge game. You got to go to Jordan-Hare. You got to play LSU. LSU is going to be hot this year. It could, if Alabama is not careful, they could disappoint this year. And I don't know if they're expected to win a title this year. I know that's the expectation as far as Nick Saban every year, but the media is saying Georgia could three-peat. So, I mean, the expectation for Alabama should always be a national title, but if they're not careful this year, losing key pieces, taking a step back, having new coordinators in Tommy Rees and Kevin Steele, they could definitely drop a couple different games, especially let me pull up their schedule. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So you got Middle Tennessee, win. Texas, probably a win, but also probably a loss. At USF, I would hope that they go on the road and win that game. That's a home and home. Ole Miss could be a trap. At Mississippi State, anything's possible in the SEC, but I would expect Alabama to be better than the Bulldogs. At A&M, we saw 2 years ago in 2021, they went to College Station and lost to Jimbo Fisher when the Aggies were unranked. Of course, you had offseason drama and him saying that he was going to do that in that game. Who knows what he's going to say this offseason, but you got Arkansas. Are they going to be improved? Tennessee, that's a revenge game. You get a bye week. You host LSU. You go to Kentucky. You have Chattanooga. I predicted 11-1, and our lone loss would actually be to Hugh Freeze and Auburn. I think Hugh Freeze gets off to a slow start, but I think he picks things up throughout the season for the Auburn Tigers. And who knows what happens come November 25th when the Iron Bowl takes place. The biggest rivalry in college football, biggest game in the state. When that takes place, that could be a loss right there. LSU could be a loss. If they're not careful, they could lose to Texas or Texas A&M. any SEC team. So for your comment there, Elijah, the staff brought in. There's a lot of questions about the quarterback. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback, or even if they're going to figure it out this season. I trust Nick Saban to do it, but again, there's a lot of uncertainty for Alabama in 2023. But also, I would say if you're a fan, don't lose hope that Nick Saban could get it together this year and possibly win a title. All right. So I do want to get into this. So you're going to look at this and you're going to say, you need to actually figure something out, Ballard. But in case anyone missed it at the beginning, in fact, I don't even know if I brought it up because I know Nate jumped on right away. But possible stream schedule here at Ballard Sports Media, days that I could do. Now, I am looking into jobs. This could change right away. This could change quickly, depending on work schedule. If I end up finding a job, getting a job, obviously I won't stream in class. So I have class in the morning. We'll have class upcoming in like June and July, late May. So, but I think for right now, this is what I want to roll with. So, let me put this up on the screen here if y'all can see it. Possible. It's not a guarantee, but I figured maybe Sundays, Sunday nights, we do call-in shows after BVD goes live or something. Someone's got to stream. Tuesdays, we'll have Touchdown Tuesdays with myself and Mayhem Matthew. And then either Friday night or Saturday, especially we got spring games these next couple weeks on Saturdays and stuff. So, but definitely on the weekends, we'll do live streams, and we can kind of roll with something like this for right now. Do call-in shows. Honestly, I do need to put a lot more effort into my schooling and everything. So like a day like a Monday, first off, I have Bible study. But before Tuesday's class, on Monday, I could be preparing for class, getting myself ready. I'm actually, honestly, Packer Savage, Whataburger is a great restaurant. I love Taco Bell. I don't want to go work there. I've had plenty of restaurant jobs in my life, and it hasn't worked out. So just being open and honest. I try to be open and honest on here. Back to the schedule. We'll try to do Sundays, do Sunday nights, evenings, whatever. We'll do Tuesdays with Mayhem Matthew for sure. And then on a Friday or a Saturday, not a whole lot of people in the off season at least go for it on a Saturday. Man. Yeah, not a whole lot of people really live stream on a Saturday in our community. But some people do. But again, I think you look at guys like BVD and Pete are live on Friday. I know Lou, if he does do his call-in show, is Tuesday and Thursday. So you talking about the restaurant job thing, Mayhem? How about academies? What are you talking about, academies? Like Academy Sports and Outdoors? I would love to work for someplace like that. We even in Coleman have a Dick's. Bass Pro. I love Bass Pro. We don't really have one close by, though. Otherwise, I'd be applying there in a heartbeat, working there, because that would be a great store to work at. I love those outdoor stores that we have. I just wish we had more in Coleman. But it is what it is. So, Again, I'll drop the StreamYard link. Anybody is welcome on. I don't close it off to anybody. If you want to be a part of the show, click the link, put your name, and we'll get you on. It's up to you if you want to be on camera or not. And we at least need your audio so we can hear you and have conversations. So we'll drop the link again. While we're waiting on people to get in the back room, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Want to talk the latest in Alabama recruiting, and we want to look ahead to 2024 going into next year. These guys will sign in December later in the year and next February of 2024. Of course, a couple 5-star commits, some maybe you've heard of, some maybe you haven't heard of. But Alabama's loading up, man. You thought the 2023 and 22 classes were really good, and they were. Of course, picked up a guy like Keon Keeley this past cycle and Justice Haynes or whoever. So you look at 2024, Julian Sayin is a 5-star quarterback. Of course, we have Ty Simpson as well, and Jalen Milroe will have at least this year to be the quarterback for Alabama, hopefully, if he starts. I would hope it's Milroe this year. I love his work ethic and his character and everything. I really think he deserves a chance. Getting back to 2024, though, Jalen Mbakwe is a 5-star athlete, edge rusher from Pinson, Alabama, second overall in his position, first in the state of Alabama, nationally ranked number 20. Perry Thompson from Foley is a wide receiver. Sterling Dixon is an edge rusher, 4-star athlete, ninth in the state of Alabama. He's from Mobile at Mobile Christian School. And then recently, actually committed today, Rico Scott. That was our first commitment in the class since going back to December. So it has been a little while. They're slowly committing to Alabama for 2024. You have a couple of 2025, 26 commitments already, I think, but really need to start building up this next class. And because, look, let's just call it what it is. I know people want to say Alabama is fading. I know people want to say that Georgia's on the rise and Alabama needs, Nick Saban needs to just hang it up and everything like that. I get it. He's not going to hang it up soon, at least for right now that we know of. He wants to coach for as long as he can stand on the sidelines, and he's standing pretty good. 7 national championships overall, 6 at Bama. He wants to break the Bears record this year, and he wants to do a lot. And as long as Nick Saban's there, Alabama's just going to keep recruiting and keep building, this program. And it's the best in the country. And you want to win a championship, you're going to Georgia or you're going to Alabama even. You're still going to Alabama. They got 2 5-stars, and then they got 3 4-star athletes in this 2024 class. Got a guy from California, and then 3 guys from Alabama and a guy from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Enrico Scott, who they picked up today. So Alabama is loading up their 2024 class, and, I think it's going to continue. I think that the talent is out there. Nick Saban just has to make the calls and go visit these recruits and convince them why they should go to Alabama. Just like Kirby Smart's convincing guys why they come to Georgia. Just like, Sarkisian in Texas. Just like every other school in the country. Nick Saban just has to keep doing what he's doing. But it is getting harder. Recruiting's not getting any easier because of teams like Georgia, because of teams like Texas or Ohio State or Michigan or, all these other great schools. It's getting harder. It's not Alabama's fault. It's just how college football is changing and how these teams are figuring out they're cracking the code in college football. So, um, Alabama just has competition on their hands, and they just got to go out and convince all these other commits and recruits, why they need a flip or why they need a sign or commit to Alabama. Let them know who the standard is. That's what needs to happen. So, anyway, also want to look at some of the rankings. In case you are wondering, Alabama actually is ranked number 18th, only because they only have 5 commits. You have teams with 9 or 10, 7, 12. Georgia has 12 commits, and that's the issue right there. That's the issue. Here's your competition for 2024 is Georgia. Ohio State has 12. Michigan has 12. LSU has 12. LSU's another team to throw out there. Brian Kelly just won the West this past season, brings back Jaden Daniels and company, could do it again, could beat Alabama again. There's so much competition out there for Alabama. Now, in a heartbeat, if they get one commit this week or next week or whenever the next commitment could be, one commit, I promise you, could boost them exponentially. They're not even top 10 right now. They're 18th. But you flip a guy or you get a 5-star, you get 3 5-stars or something like that, you'll get some points in recruiting. You'll jump these teams. Teams that are ahead of Alabama, Florida State, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, Penn State. I'm throwing these out at random. Wake Forest is even ahead. North Carolina, Minnesota, Texas Tech, Iowa. Alabama's still ahead of teams like Clemson and Auburn, which is great, but you got these lower tier, and I'm not trying to throw teams under the bus, but these lower class, lower tier compared to Alabama standards at least, that are just eating up recruiting right now. And it's not going to slow down, man. It's going to pick up. It is going to pick up. Man. Dabo will be the next Alabama coach when Nick is done. I've heard that. I wish it was true. I don't know, man. I think he's got a lifetime contract at Clemson. Unless, something has to really happen. I don't think Clemson's in the abyss yet. I don't think they're I don't think they're completely done yet. They're not down. They're just down. Got to fix some things at Clemson for sure. But I agree with you there. Clemson will win the ACC. But see, that's the thing is if Dabo is still winning at Clemson, he's not going to come to Alabama. There's not enough money in the world that you could throw his way to get him to come to Tuscaloosa. I just don't think it's going to happen. What's up, Jerry Wells? I see you out there. Man. I'll drop the link again. Anyone wants to come on, feel free to. Call-in style, so we take it one at a time. We've had Dominic, we've had Nate come on so far. I see Mayhem Matthew. Looks like he's still in here. Jerry Wells, Down South Junkin. Who do I think will win the Pac-12? I know they came close last year. I think this is the year they do it. I got to go Lincoln Riley and USC. Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, Jordan Addison. Actually, I think Jordan Addison going pro this year. I could be wrong. But I think it's USC's to lose. I really believe that. So I'm gonna go the Trojans for the Pac-12. He has already won 2 titles at Clemson. He has an easier path at Clemson. Does not make sense or him for him. Dabo had won the ACC 8 times. Has it been 8 times? I know it's a lot, but is it 8? That's something. The American. Talking about the American Conference? That's a good question. Who comes into that conference this year? The AAC football. I don't know, man. I don't know. UCF and Cincinnati and Houston and BYU. I mean, those are your new Big 12 teams. Probably Tulane again. Tulane doesn't really lose anything, I don't think. I'm not an expert on Tulane, but they could still give that conference a run for their money. If not them, SMU or East Carolina or somebody's going to win it. We'll give it a few more minutes and then maybe we'll call it a night. But again, if you want to call into the show, there's no number, but we dropped the StreamYard link if you want to come on. And we'll try to do this on Sunday nights if possible. And again, streaming schedule is out. I try to put something together. We'll try to work with it. Again, it'll depend on school and work and how that goes. Again, I'm in the process of trying to find a job. So I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. Packer Savage going deep tonight. Who wins the Mountain West? That's a good one. You got Boise. Fresno State's put up some teams. Utah State has been a good program. I don't know who wins it, but those teams I just named, like Fresno State, San Diego State, Utah State, probably Utah State. I don't know, but Mountain West can put up some good teams. And, there's definitely some out there to watch. Thank you, Down South Junkin. I appreciate the kind compliments. He says Utah State. Okay. I'll take your advice on that. Like I said, I don't really know. But it's probably anybody's game every single year for the Mountain West. So, but again, you look at other conferences, Clemson or North Carolina again, possibly Miami out there, or whoever. For the ACC, the Big Ten, is it going to come down to the East between Ohio State and Michigan again? Does Penn State make some moves? SEC, take Georgia, Alabama. What about Tennessee? How far do they fall back? LSU's in there. there's a lot of good conferences out there, the Power Five, and even some Group of Five that we keep an eye on this year to see who's going to win. Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, Jerry. They'll be here before you know it, like in a month. But yeah, I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I just did I did a presentation the other day on Benjamin Franklin. I had all semester to work on that, so and I saw that I got a good grade on it. It just hasn't been loaded up on Blackboard, but um, yeah, before you know it, we'll have finals and um, we'll be done with the semester. Is Tennessee really on bowl ban? I had heard something about that. I'm not sure if the rumors are correct. I'm looking that up here. I'm not seeing anything about a bowl ban. I see positive things about Tennessee here. Josh Heupel exits spring, impressed by Joe Milton and Nico Amaliva. Baltimore defensive back commits to Tennessee. 3 things to watch for in the orange and white game. Five-star freshman's insane throw goes absolutely viral. I don't know about a bowl ban, but it seems like things are looking up this spring for the Volunteers. Down South Junction, I am majoring. So the school I go to right now at Wallace State, I'm actually going for general studies, which is the basic core classes. But I hope to transfer to a bigger school for communications or journalism. I've actually looked into UNA, which is North Alabama. But I'm hoping to be in the sports business as a broadcaster. Um, I got a long journey ahead. I know God's got a plan, and I just got to keep putting my best foot forward and see how it all works out. But we'll see. Who is my NFL team? Being from the Florida area and the Tampa area, I'm a Bucks fan. Oh, you went to UNA. That's cool. I hear good things about it. I have friends that say they went there too. That I go to church with. But they have specifically, I think. Let me pull it up. North. It's in Florence, Alabama, which isn't too far. Let me screen share. I want to show you guys. Let me because I'm going to be honest. I know I've been on here and I've said stuff about going to the University of Alabama. I'm just going to be straight honest and be realistic. For me, with autism, I just think that Alabama, like, it was great to go to an Alabama game. That's one thing. I think navigating the campus and all the classes you'd have to take there, I just think it'd be too big of a step for me. So I go to something maybe a little bit smaller, but um, let me see. Learn majors and minors. Let me show you guys what they have here. But this is what I'm looking into. It's in Florence, Alabama, I think is where it says. And it should be um, either online or on campus. And Florence is only like an hour. Here we go. This is probably what I want to go for right here. This is what's it called? Let me see. Journalism and digital media production. That's a mass communications, a Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts. Public relations option. I'm not sure what that is, but I think I want this one right here, if y'all can see. Journalism, digital media production. So that's probably what I'm going to go for and pick that up. So yes, in Florence. Okay. Always pulling for you, Ballard. You're getting closer to 1,000 subs, man. Yes, I am. We all are, man. It's not just me. It's people like you, Jerry. I say it all the time. I cannot thank everybody enough on here for the love and the outpouring of support. And I kind of get emotional when I talk about it, but and I really do love you guys, and I appreciate everyone for just the love and support. I mean, we got the best, and I mean it, the best community on YouTube. This college football community starts with guys like Lou and BVD, goes to me and Chess, goes to Dominic, goes to Brock Watson and Ugga Boy and Mayhem Matthew and everybody involved. Man, it is incredible. I love it. Autism too and bipolar. Yeah. Well, don't let it hold you back, Packer Savage. If you got dreams, goals, aspirations, go for it. Um, I have autism. Be open and honest about it. Um, and I'm pursuing journalism. So look at me. I want to make it to like CBS or ESPN or Fox or one of the big time networks. I got a long way to go to get there, but I'm not going to let anything stop me. If the path is wide open and God has it laid out, I'm going to trust God every single day, give it my all, and just hope for the best. So. Let me double check. What did I want to? Hold on. Latest news on A-Day. Not a whole lot of news. I mean, the only news is the date and time. They've kind of highlighted a couple players to watch. Um, Will Reichard comes back. He leads special teams. You got Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell on the defensive side. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to watch it. We do have ESPN Plus, SEC Plus on the ESPN app and Hulu, so um, you have that. um, just excited. Auburn had a pretty good spring game too, so I'm kind of excited for them too. I'm curious. I like Hugh Freeze. I think he's going to be a good head coach for the Tigers, and um, even Robbie Ashford's going to be a great quarterback. I think. I thought he was great last year. I just thought Brian Harsin, was not the guy. So I'm sorry to hear that, Packer Savage. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I won't highlight your comments on the screen for everyone to see, but I see you in the comments, and you know, just know I'm here for you. I love all you guys. I'm here for everybody. If you ever need anything, email me, ballardsports19@gmail.com. Let me know how I can pray for you. I pray. I talk to God. Let me know how I can pray for you guys. Um, I know this world's, can hurt. I know it can. Hey, do me a favor, guys. This guy's trying to hit his next subscriber count is 200. He's at 134. That's Twisted Rooster. If you haven't subscribed to him already, go subscribe to the Twisted Tailgate, the Twisted Rooster. Um, does a lot of great content, college football content, South Carolina fan. Twisted Rooster, if you're watching this, I'm not sure if you are, or maybe you watch it back. We love you, bro, and welcome to the community. I know he's kind of new to it, but he's welcomed with open arms in this community. So, I love you, man. In fact, you need to subscribe to everybody. Tiger Baskins, Chess Hall, Uncle Lou, BVD. You need to subscribe to everybody. You can find people. Just go to my channel and find the featured channel list and just subscribe to everybody that's on there. All right. So we've kind of given you guys a chance to join the stream. That's cool, Packer Savage. That's awesome. I get to go to Wallace State. We still got plenty of baseball games and softball games to go to. Been a while since I've been to a softball game, mostly because they have a lot of road games for softball. But baseball is always at home. I went yesterday. Um, it was a doubleheader. I made it through 1.5 games. I made it through the first, then the second started. I watched some of it. Then I got tired and I went home. Um, but they're doing pretty good this year. So, kicking tail. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I've given some people a chance to come on. Maybe some interesting conversations earlier that maybe I could clip and upload to the channel. I love you guys so much. I mean that. Jesus loves you too. Just remember that. Trust and believe in him and watch him do amazing things in your life. He's done some incredible things for me, and he can do the same for you. I know that. And I'm going to keep working hard at this channel. I'm going to keep working hard at school and just keep working hard in life and see where the Lord leads me. And yeah, that's really all I got. And so, anyway, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.